What's going on, y'all? John, back with another video. I want to talk about keep yourself motivated while you're paying debt off. And specifically, do you put money aside to splurge on yourself when you're paying off debt, when you're in debt? So the short answer is yeah, I think everyone needs to do something for themselves, but the how much you put towards that is really going to be based on your income and how much you can really afford to put towards those things. Like if you are someone who makes $700 a week and your bills cost you $800 a week because you're just in the shit, right? You're not in a position to spend money on yourself. You got to get above water. You got to make sure you're not drowning first. So in that scenario, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be spending money on myself. But when my wife and I were out of debt, our goal, and again, that's another thing it comes down to, for you, how quickly, ask yourself, are you trying to get out of this? How tired of being in debt are you? That's where it really comes down to. When my wife and I were first getting out of debt, when we decided we're done with this, we took all of the money that we had, say, except about $150 a month. Now, when we were spending only $150 a month on ourselves for extracurricular stuff, we were making around $7,500, $8,000 a month. We felt like that was an appropriate number for us to spend on ourselves each month because we were really tired of being in debt. The goal for us was being done, right? So we put every other dollar that we could find every month on our debt. Now, for some of you, you might think, man, that's pretty restrictive. Yeah, it is. But it worked for my wife and I because that's what we wanted. So you got to ask yourself, what do you want? Do you want to be out of debt? Or would you like to be out of debt comfortably? And what I mean by that is, are you so angry at the fact that your money is going to someone else every single month to all these different places that you are willing to do whatever it takes and sacrifice whatever it takes to be done with them so that you can spend your money however you want later? Or would you like to be out of debt, when it happens and not give up a lot of the lifestyle that you've been accustomed to? That's the real question because that's going to determine how hard you sacrifice. I think about it a lot like losing weight. My mother was someone who was overweight for most of my adult life. She recently just lost 70 pounds, right? And she did that in a year. Now she's been battling with, getting healthy, getting in shape, all of that for a long time. But she finally just said, you know what? I want this so bad. I am done doing what everyone else is doing because me doing what they're doing is getting me crappy results. So she cut it out. She would make food for me. Like when I would see her, she'd make food for me, my wife, my dad, my brother, and her meal will look completely different because she said, nah, my goal is this, and nothing that's going on around me is going to stop that from happening. Because in the food world, if you lose 5 pounds in a week, 2 pounds in a week, all it takes is one real bad weekend, one real bad cheat day, and all that progress is gone. Calories in, calories out is a real thing, man. So it only takes a few bad decisions to completely undo all the work that you've done up to this point. And then think to yourself, how are you going to feel if all that happens? If you work that hard and then you make one bad decision and then it's all gone, are you going to really want to come back? So really, your money is the exact same way. It's about reinforcing the behavior and the behaviors that got you to the point where you're being able to celebrate the things that you're doing well. Those behaviors were not predicated on celebrations that are outside of your means. So just remember, it is good to keep yourself motivated, but make sure the celebration and the motivation is in direct proportion to the money that you have coming in and the bills that you have to pay. Because if not, you're going to be in this continual cycle of pay something off, spend a bunch more money. Have to pay off something again, spend a bunch of money. And you're going to look up in 2 years and think, I've made like a couple $1,000s worth of progress in 2 years. And me personally, I want to be done. If it was me, if I would look up and say, in 2 years, I want to be done with this shit. I don't want to do it anymore. I would not want to be doing the debt payoff process for more than a few years. So ask yourself before you decide how much you want to splurge and how much you want to celebrate your wins, how much you want to keep yourself motivated, how important is it to get out of debt for you? If it's above all else, because you want to change your family tree, as Dave Ramsey would say, if you want to make sure that no one else will ever be taking money out of your wallet again, because you want to be able to spend your money on the things that you want every single month, every single week, every single day, put in the grind now. If you're okay getting there a little slower, that's fine. Just make sure you don't lose sight of the goal. All right? Thanks for listening, y'all. I'll talk to you later.